Reawaken to your immortal identity and discover life between life's wisdom. Presented by the Michael Newton Institute.
Trisha Caetano, founder and director of the International Institute for Integration Therapy and Training, is internationally renowned as a pioneer in regression therapy and inner child integration. Over the past 40 plus years, she has trained licensed psychologists, medical doctors, monks, and other healing professionals in more than 13 countries worldwide in her methodology. Founded in 1994, her popular Inner Child Integration Therapy certification program is endorsed by the acclaimed Earth Association for Regression Therapy. Trisha is a highly sought-after expert and masterful facilitator who is known for helping students achieve powerful breakthroughs and accelerate their skills through her groundbreaking model of therapy. Her innovative methods are designed to achieve fast, effective results by helping people release patterns that unconsciously impact their physical, mental, and emotional behavior in negative ways. Trisha brings a great deal of depth, humor, warmth, and compassion to her work.
Any human being, the moment control is getting mixed with boundaries, you're creating a whole lot of other stuff that flow along with it. So the take that I'm getting here is that being able to identify what's coming from a space of control and what's actually something that is a healthy boundary, because a healthy boundary would make both feel comfortable, the receiver and the person who's setting it.
I mean, you can't allow your 5-year-old child to beat your 2-year-old child over the head with a truck.
Yeah.
Need for control with little children, but it has to be constructive. This, I'm going to slap your hand for hitting your brother with a truck. No, that doesn't teach him anything, except maybe being afraid or being angry enough to do it again when you're not looking.
Yes.
So, yeah, we should do a whole course on boundaries.
Seriously. It's very true. And that, Trisha, this is bringing me to another, sorry to say, but I'm just going to go ahead and say it anyway. It's becoming a bit of an abused term now because it's being used very casually, is the word narcissism or narcissistic behavior. Oh my God. It's just literally all over. People use it loosely. People are misusing it sometimes because the interpretation. And the best part is when a client is sitting in front of you and with tremendous authority telling that either the husband or the father or the brother or somebody at work has pure narcissistic behavior. Okay, and where did you get that information from? Oh, a reel or something on TikTok or whatever. And I'm like, I don't think you should even use it so loosely, because what you're doing is every time you're saying it, you're just making it more and more a belief that's going to now create a filter, and you're going to keep judging that individual and you're going to see that person through that filter. So there's going to be some additional beliefs born out of that. From a very pure understanding, how simply would you, and I don't know whether we can even say it very simply because there's so many elements and layers to that term itself. And it's interesting. A few decades ago, Trisha, we never used to have them coming up in therapy using these words and terminology.
Oh, yes, we did. I'm older than you. I remember borderline personality. Everybody and their dog had a borderline personality. Okay. And before that, it was so come on. Yeah, I mean, this is all, yeah. It's all about ego. It's all about us it's all about them being narcissistically self-righteous,
Yes.
blaming someone as narcissists. So I think, what do you do with this? You can refer to the Diagnostic Statistical Manual, the DSM, and you can read down narcissism, and most people won't fit it. And so it's all about ego. It's all about self-righteousness. It's all about, I'm right and you're wrong.
Yes.
You're this label. You're a borderline person. You're a narcissist. You're a manic depressive. And that's another whole thing, this old polarized manic depressive thing. Everybody was depressive for years. They were all on medication. I mean, these things are fads. And we just have to be smart enough to get out of that. Yes, there are people who are bipolar, but I don't think in the numbers they're giving the medications for. I know Ritalin. When I lived in Iran, if a teacher couldn't come in, I would come in and take the classroom. And there was this one little boy, and he was totally out of control. He was an absolute banana. I mean, he was climbing up the wall. It was just unbelievable. And then at noon, they gave him Ritalin. And that was when they first started giving Ritalin to hyperactive children. That afternoon, he came back from school, and I was horrified. He was a virtual zombie, this little kid, because of the Ritalin they were giving him. Now I think they gauge it better. But that was another thing, talk about narcissism. Ritalin was a whole big thing. And ADHD, hyperactive, all these kids, any kid that's got a tremendous amount of energy and a wild imagination, oh, he's got ADHD, let's give him some medicine. And so, yeah, the social culture that's happening at the time has to also be considered.
Yes, you're so right. Nowadays you get to hear so much of these loosely used terms and used with a lot of confidence. When the person sitting in front of you is talking, oh my God, they're completely convinced that they're absolutely right, and they are quoting information based on whatever they've probably heard or
Like
read.
I said, it's all about ego. It's all about judgment. It's all about right and wrong. And so when someone comes to me and says, my husband's a narcissist, okay, and how does that affect you? And when your husband does this behavior, how do you respond? So whenever I'm working with a client, I always bring it back to the client. Well, let's leave your husband out there for now. Let's not put any labels on him for now. Let's just put him out there. You, how are you feeling about this? How do you react? What's your response? She can't change her husband. She thinks she can, but she can't by labeling him, or her boyfriend, or her child, or whatever, her girlfriend. But you can only change yourself. That's our job. Help them change themselves, bring it back to the client.
Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Bring it back to you. It's about you. So, so true.
Yep.
Trisha, I want to ask you, with all that you've been contributing and continuing to contribute to your students, your clients, and to the therapeutic world, or the therapeutic community at large, what is Trisha's legacy looking like?
You know, people have been asking me to write books for 40 years. And at one point, I became very well known in the United States for the past life work. I was approached by a New York editor asking me to write a book about what I was doing and the organization I was leading. I was too busy. I had children I was raising. I had a 16-hour day every day. And so my students, Trisha, write a book. Well, after a while, I said, oh, it's already been written. They don't need a book for me anymore. And then for a while, I thought, yeah, I'm getting pretty old now. So when I leave here, what am I leaving behind? And then I realized what I'm leaving behind is you. What I'm leaving behind is every single person I have helped, every single person who helped themselves through me. My legacy is those people I was able to help heal. And also the family members and friends that were able to change because this one person chose to walk a different way.
Wow.
That's my legacy.
I'm just sending you a big hug right now, a big one.
Thank you.
Thank
you.
you.
My
Trisha,
pleasure.
I know you have been traveling the world and you've been training. And one of the key aspects of your training, I know for a fact, is the in-person training factor. And viewers, just for your knowledge, Trisha and I were just having a chat before we started recording these episodes. And we were talking about the beauty of her training is that her training is in person. And you have heard her struggling with her throat a bit while we've been recording this, and she's just very sweetly not rescheduled. She's honoring this time together for us to do this podcast with her cough. But I think the fact that she's been traveling so much, it's all a lot to do with because she does all her training in person. And I know age is a number and all of that, but I'm sure Trisha will want to tell us why is this in-person training the unique aspect of what Trisha offers? And Trisha, I'd love you to tell us about any forthcoming training that you're planning, that you're about to offer this planet, this world.
First of all, life is passing me by at this point because I love people. I love being with people. So when I'm working in a class, I can feel the students. I know if they start to get bored. I know if somebody's getting upset. I do spontaneous regressions or therapy on somebody who's having a problem with a lecture I'm giving. It triggers something. And so the human contact, that's number one. Number two is the energy. I can read your energy, but are your fists like this? Are your legs tight? Are you moving in a way? So only the body language from here up is all you get to see and online. And the other thing that you can't do online is touch. Now, for me, talk about boundaries. I have very firm boundaries about touch. And I admit I have different boundaries between men and women therapists on touch. But you can't touch online. You can't move energy with your hands online. And so I'm 100% kind of person. And when I'm doing it online, I know that there's too many cues I can't read. I can pick the energy up, but not totally. The little subtle muscles in the face, I can't see them. You look like you're 20 years old. I don't know how old you are, but I can't read the muscles in your face. So that's the second thing. Not only the human contact, but also the interaction. What I decided, by the way, I just did a 3-day training in Romania. In Japan, I do it 100% in person with translators. So I'm kind of going toward workshops in person in one country, like Romania, they were all Romanians with a translator. In Russia, they were almost all Russian. And that was also in person. I told my daughter, I want to do one last training in person. And she said, I'll help you. And so thank God, my webpage was made about 15 years ago by a friend in one afternoon, and it stayed there half done for 15 years. So my daughter made a new webpage, and she said, Mom, I've got you on Instagram. I said, what's Instagram? So I know your eyes are getting big because you're younger. You know what all this stuff is. I'm going. She says, well, you're on YouTube now. I know what YouTube is. So the point is that I feel this is my last hurrah, if you will. I want to do one more training in person by me. And my daughter finally confronted me and says, Mom, you got people from all over the world that want to take this training. You can't do the whole thing in person. Nobody can afford to fly that many times to the Netherlands or Belgium. So it's going to be 50% in person. 3 modules will be in person. The rest will be online, just because. And so I know doing therapy online helps people. I know that people can make wonderful gains. I'm sure you do this all the time with your clients when they're not in person.
Yes.
You and thousands of others. But for me, I got to follow my heart. My heart's with you. Look at the difference between we sat there together in Goa with a glass of wine, talking together, compared to, as wonderful as it is to see you online, it's just not the same thing. So I'm saying, good, let the world pass me by. I'm going to do on July 31st, I'm doing a 1.5 hour webinar online called Disarming the Internal Abuser.
Yes, I'm coming for that.
Oh, you are? You already know
Yes,
about it.
yes.
And then on August 21st, we're going to do another one. And I haven't decided yet. I'm playing around with power, powerlessness. I'm just playing along with anything you want to do.
Shadow. Actually, shadow will help a lot of people to do shadow work. I still
can-
remember your classes on shadow work. Thank you.
Yeah, but they can be real blood and guts. I can introduce you to work, and I'll put that up on the board. And then on September 24th, I'm doing an in-person training in Belgium. 3 days on, 1 day off, and 2 days on. And then I'm online until I do the next one, which I'm not sure when it is. I don't have my calendar here, but and so if you're interested in any of this, I think you know this more than I do. I think if you go to info.Trisha Caetano,
Yeah.
something or other.
So viewers, to help Trisha out, I'm just going to make it easy. We will make sure that with the episodes in the description, look for her links. We will make sure the links are there so that if there's anyone here who's wanting to join her last hurrah, as she calls it, the in-person training with Trisha, you will find the link which will give you access to all the information so you can sign up and experience the training with Trisha. I know Trisha has trained others. There are people who are carrying her work forward for each and every one. Very fortunate to have met some of them, and they're doing brilliant work. Trisha's legacy is continuing, as Trisha said, through all those who love her, her students, her clients, her loved ones, and all of us who've experienced, I'm going to use this word, experienced Trisha. Did I say that right, Trisha?
It's a very nice way of putting it. But I think the other thing is that then I experience you. And it's a circle. I'm not up here, this teacher being God, telling everybody what to do. I'm down here in the trenches with you.
Yes.
And we do it together.
Yes.
And we make it happen as a group.
Very true.
And group building is something that I start from the first day, the first process. And so I always tell my students, I can give you so much information, so many methods and techniques, but the best techniques I learned from my clients.
True.
Just like the guy who said, I have to go to a future lifetime. I'm going, what? So we have this tremendous interaction, this human exchange of learning and growing in awareness. I grow every day. I've got something to learn every day.
You know, Trisha, I remember when we started the Wisdom podcast series for Michael Newton Institute. As a host, I always say that it's my good fortune that I'm able to have these heart-to-heart dialogues with these amazing souls from across the world, some who I've met in person, I've had the good fortune of connecting with, and some who I've never met. And I'm not even ever sure I'm going to meet them in person in this incarnation. But I'm just so fortunate and blessed that I walk away every time from each of these dialogues, discussions, heart-to-heart conversations with so much of lessons, awareness, and an enhanced understanding of life, of being human. And what I'm carrying from you today, and I say this, hands on heart, there is this element of beautiful love, an element of sharing, of contribution, of cooperating and collaborating with each other. And as you said, that's how the group dynamic builds. And it's the ripple effect, because from two, it becomes 20, 200, 2000, and so on and so on and so on. And all I want to say that is I just have deep gratitude for what you shared with our viewers today. A deep gratitude, because I know two of us did our back and forth to be able to do the recording the way we
Yeah.
could. And I'm just grateful to this universe that I was able to connect with you.
Well, it's a joy to connect with you again, too.
Thank you.
And I bless you for doing this, and Michael
Thank you.
Newton for making
you.
this platform available. I think there are so many marvelous people on this planet, and they don't have to all be visible like you and me. This planet is an amazing place, and people are amazing, fascinating creatures. And so I'm so happy that you're being exposed to so many of those very special people.
Yes. Trisha, I want to say a huge thank you on behalf of the Michael Newton Institute for joining us today, for sharing your thoughts, your observations, your learnings, the words of wisdom that you shared with us, our viewers. I wish you the very, very best for the upcoming last hurrah training, to put it in your words. And I'm sure you're just going to rock it as usual. I'm looking forward to joining the masterclass end of the month. Viewers, I repeat, in the description with each episode, all the information that you would be interested in for joining Trisha's class or the masterclass. Follow her on social media. She is there thanks to Kristen, her daughter. I'm grateful to her for doing this. And Trisha, continue shining brightly, being this beautiful soul that you are. Just sending you lots and lots of love with so much gratitude.
And so much gratitude and blessings for you for making all this possible. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Trisha. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you. Until we meet again.
Yes. Hi, viewers, and welcome back to the next season of Michael Newton Institute's Wisdom Podcast series. Thank you so much, viewers, for joining us. And as I'm about to say bye-bye, I just want to say, please continue to like and share. We love to hear from you, and we're always grateful when you let your loved ones know. You share our work, you share our podcast series with others, and the more people hear us, the more people know. We believe we are continuing to continue this beautiful legacy of love that we share with all of you. Thank you.